Now, focus on the 1.3 impact of global and cultural. In organizational behavior, workforce diversity is the first element which make the impact on global and cultural factors. What are the global factors? There are so many global factors which influence the organizational behavior. Now, let's take a look one by one. Workforce diversity. What is the impact on organizational behavior of workforce diversity? Globalization has led to increasing diverse workforce comprising individuals from different cultures, backgrounds, ethical, gender, and generations. That means diversity in the employee is making a big impact in any organization, right? Take an example of global prospect. Indra Nooyi is a former CEO of Pepsi, right? So impact is what Indian citizen, an Indian person is heading the group like PepsiCo, and they have to look after versatile, diversified audience on the basis of different segments. What are the segments? It may be demographic, it may be geographic, it may be psychological, it may be behavioral, or it can be ethical, right? Or different cultural backgrounds, right? Language, attire, fooding habits, and all. So, what is the duty? To assemble and cope up with the co-workers with that diversity. What are the implications for organizational behavior? Managing a diverse workforce require an understanding of various cultural norms, communication styles, and expectations. That means if you want to have a good organizational behavior or organizational structure, to understand workforce requirement, you need to understand from where your employee is coming, what are the habits, what are the cultural communication, effectiveness, working environment, work-life balance, and many more things which you need to understand and conceptualize. For that, in simple or smooth fostering an inclusive environment and value and leverage the diversity to enhance the creativity and innovation. That means along with the cultural diversity or economical, ethical, geographical, demographical diversity, you have to combine all the people in a group and motivate and give them such kind of environment through the organizational behavior by which people will give their 100% potential effort to achieve given task or given goal. So that is what impact of global aspect or global factor in organizational behavior. Another factor is communication challenge. Cultural diversity can result in communication challenge due to the difference in language, non-verbal cues, and communication styles. Simply, we can interpret it communication challenges in global prospect. Various people in entire world, there are so many languages, so many prospect, caste, creed, and having cultural backgrounds. All of them assemble and understand their language, their nonverbal cues, behavior, and communication styles, and mold their communication styles, nonverbal cues, language according to the organizational behavior that simply interpret and understand by the various organization. Implication. Organization need to develop effective communication strategy that consider cultural nuance. Strategy means what? They need to identify the people to whom they can rely easily and motivate them, ensure that they can coordinate properly with new coming staff member or workers to have maximum effort for achieving organizational goals. This includes providing cross-cultural communication training to employees and implementing communication tools that accommodate diverse linguistic and cultural. Yes, in which we can say that training is a vital element by which we can cope up with the various global cultural factors. We should organize events, trip, internal training programs, external training programs to have coordination with the diversified communication challenge. We can reduce by doing this, and that will give the good result in the communication. Now, another element, cross-cultural leadership. Again, this, take an example of Indra Nooyi, former CEO of PepsiCo. He is from India and heading PepsiCo Global. And there are so many examples available. Who is from India and looking after global prospect. Same with the other thing, global US, UK people act as Indian companies, as the employee, as the leader, as the group head. So that is what cross-cultural leadership. What is the impact of that? Globalization often involve cross-border operations, requiring leader to navigate diverse cultural context. We can have example of Google's CEO, Sundar Pichai. Cross-border operations requiring quality of employee. If you find it, you can have it according to the requirement. What are the implications of organizational behaviors? Cross-cultural leadership skill become essential. Why? Because it gives a different mindset, innovative thinker to judge the situation or organizational aspect, right? Once different people came with the different ideas, innovative thinking, different solution of same problem. So that's why we need a cross-cultural leadership. Understand cultural preference and promote inclusive to effectively manage and motivate diversity. Yes. Now, next point is conflict resolution. What is the impact of global and cultural factors? Conflict resolution. Cultural diversity may contribute to conflict arising from the difference in values, communication norms, and work practice. The conflict term is automatically defined the impact of leadership. Who is your immediate leader? Who is your immediate supervisor? How he tackled, what are the strategy he adopted to solve that cultural and global factors into the accounts, encouraging open communication and creating a culture for mutual respect can help mitigate conflict and promote collaboration. If we are having proper training of cross cultural and conflict management, interpersonal and intrapersonal, then conflict may not arise. But if it is, then we have to provide certain training to all the team members of the organization to understand conflict and complications of that kind of conflict and resolution of, and what is the solution of conflict. If we can provide such kind of training, it may be called alert impact of global and cultural factors. Right? Now, another point on global and cultural factor, decision making process. Cultural diversity can influence decision making process with individuals from different culture bringing unique perspective and approaches to problem solving. Simply, we can understand this. A people coming from the different culture, different community, different society from other country, they have different approaches to solve the problem, and we have different approaches to solve that same problem. So what we need to do, we need to take out the global and cultural factors to have better solution of a problem. Implication for organizational behavior. Organizations can benefit from diverse decision making team by leveraging a variety of viewpoints. That means, as I told you, viewpoint, different opinion, different solution coming if you are following cross-cultural environment. However, it is crucial to establish clear communication channel. Why? Because it is from the different or global prospect. Foster an inclusive decision-making culture that value input from the team members. Now, understand global talent management. See, if you hire someone from Tesla, so mindset of a people who is coming from Tesla inculcate in new organization, and he will think accordingly, because high penetration, high innovative, high creative prospect meet the different mindsets. Let's understand the impact. Globalization allow organization to attract talent from different part of the world, contributing to diverse skill set and experience. As I told you, if we find someone who is suitable for particular profile, but he is not from India, So what we need to do? We need to look after organizational objective and the cultural background of a person and what kind of contribution they can provide to our company for betterment or for benefits. And what are the implications for the OV? Talent management practices should be culturally sensitive. This include adopting recruitment strategy, recognizing diverse skill sets, and providing development opportunity that consider the unique background of an employee. Now, next one is organizational culture. The influence of individual from different culture can influence and reshape organizational culture. Suppose in India, somebody joining FMCG company, like take an example of McDonald's. What they did when they enter into Indian market, their product is not demanded by Indian customers. Then after they do the small research, in that research they find people of India having different taste buds, different taste psychology, and they come a product with the name of Make Aloo Tikki. So McDonald's changed their organizational culture. By doing it, they are able to establish in the consumer's mind of India. Implication: organizations should actively manage and shape their culture to be inclusive, adaptable in the diverse perspective. Suppose if McDonald's is not adopting Indian taste word, what is the consequences? They will not be able to survive in Indian market, and they will not able to explore 1.5 crore people as a customer. Promoting a culture that value diversity, foster a sense of belonging, and enhance overall organizational performance. The global mobility and expect assignment impact. Globalization often involves the movement of employees across the border for international assignments. Implication for organization behavior: managing expert expect assignment required understanding addressing cultural adjustment issues. Organization need to provide super mechanism, cultural training, and resource to help employee succeed in new cultural environment. Here we end this block 1. If you have any query or any doubt, you can raise your voice on my email ID or my contact number.